Hi Ceramics One. I would like to talk to you about underglaze. Here is our underglaze. We are in our glaze room right now, and these shelves are organized just for underglaze. We use Amico's velvet underglaze, and when you read the instructions it says shake and stir well before using. Solid coverage, apply 3 coats. So what that means is if you really want a solid opaque color, you'll need to do 3 coats. However, I think that's a bit of overkill. I find that 2 coats seems to work pretty well. If you do 1 coat, it tends to have more of like a watercolor translucent effect. So if that is something that you enjoy and like, you only need to do one coat. What is underglaze? If you want to think in a very simple way, underglaze is a little bit like colored clay. So it's using more pure pigments that aren't going to change a lot when heat has been applied to it. Because of that, underglazes tend to be pretty expensive. Some bottles are upwards of $40 to $50, where the average bottle is about $12. So dependent on the color, reds and purples tend to be more expensive because they're harder. Like the minerals and elements used to make that color are a little more rare on Earth, or they tend to burn out and change color. So they tend to be a little more expensive because of the making of the underglaze is a little more pricey. So, all right, when you're ready to work on your monsters, I want you to pick about 3 colors, 2 to 3 colors. I think keeping it simple is good. Too many colors tends to make it look garish and a little overdone. I'm not saying that you can't, I'm just saying have a good plan so it doesn't look like a mess. So keep it about 3 colors. I'm fine if you do white and black in addition to your 3 colors, because a lot of times kids want to keep white and black on the eyes or mouth, and that's fine. So you can see here the student kind of planned and kept it simple. We just have a purple body, green feet for accents, black eyelashes, and the white and black for the eyes. So nice and simple. They used the body color inside the mouth. I have seen people use a contrasting color in the mouth, which is kind of cool. Up to you. Here is an option where kids this student used a couple different colors in a single area, so it kind of helped mix and give a little more definition and visual interest. So that's kind of cool. And be aware that if you do make a mistake, make sure you clean it up or work with it. Here we have the student accidentally had a little bit of a dirty brush, and so there's kind of a darker streak right here on the face with the color. So just make sure if you have a mistake, we figure out a clever way to work with it, or try to prevent that as much as possible. All right, so now you're gonna pick your colors. And to help make things a little easier, I have these kits. So you'll work with a kit between 2 tables. And in the kit you have various brushes. You also have, like, I think there's a toothpick in here to get into really tiny little detailed areas. And then you have a good collection of colors, kind of the rainbow. And if you're running low, just let me know, we can fill them up. All of them have a title on it, so do take note what the color is called so you pick the right one each time. They could be close in color, like our purples are really close, so if you accidentally pick the wrong one, it will be noticeable. Pick the right tool for the job. If you're working with your background color, the main color, you're going to want to use a bigger brush. If you're working on adding spots or details or doing the eyeball in smaller areas, you're going to want to use a smaller brush. And if you're doing teeny tiny delicate little details, dipping the point of a toothpick works really great. So once you pick your color, you'll want to make sure that it's mixed. Sometimes it's a little watery at the top, so you could use the end of your paintbrush to mix it up. You're just going to dip your brush right in there, and I like to use the soft bristled brushes for my background color. It just helps apply the color evenly, nice, good coverage in as few strokes as possible. Now, if you're working on glazeware, greenware, meaning that it hasn't been fired, you're actually putting color on clay, you do have to be careful. You can't really wash this off. You're gonna ruin your project. So think before you do, okay? If you end up getting little hairs from your brush on there, it's fine. They're gonna burn out in the kiln. Don't worry about picking it out. As far as how many layers you wanna do, again, it depends on if you want kind of a transparent effect or if you want a solid opaque coverage. So one layer tends to give a little bit more of a watercolor effect. 2 layers of color is a nice solid effect. 3 is very opaque. And you're just gonna wanna let that dry. It won't take that long, but you'll wanna let it dry before you go ahead and put on the second coat. Sometimes I like to go in the opposite direction so I can tell where I've put my second coat and where I might have skipped. So I went up and down and then I went back and forth, okay? So you put 2 on there and then you can start having fun by picking other colors and doing more details, okay? Best of luck, do a quality job so you're happy and enjoy. Take care.